Welcome back in. Thank you for joining us. This is Game 2 of the doubleheader between the Regulators Baseball Club and the Lake Norman Copperheads. As in the first game, the Copperheads took the 3-2 win and tried to not only take the second game of the doubleheader, get the sweep, but also take first place in the SCBL standings. Swung on down the third base line and foul. Over there is Tyler Zadalis at third base for the Copperheads. On the mound tonight for Lake Norman, that will be the pitcher, Andrew Hazel. Strike three right there, and Hazel will get his first K of the afternoon. As that will be Eric Sledge, the center fielder, who is put down on Ks. So after Sledge is put down on Ks, we will see Eli Duncan, the catcher, now up. First pitch of Game 2, Duncan will see, will be a ball. Pitch from Hazel, up and inside for a ball. Good eye from Duncan. Hazel working out at the stretch. In the dirt for a ball behind the dish. And Game 2 will be Andy Schultz. Pitch from Hazel, inside for a strike. So a 3-1 count, 1 out in the inning. Top one. Grounded to the shortstop, and Zadalis will come over and take that one. Fire over to Brano at first for out number 2. Good play from the South Carolina man, Tyler Zadalis. So first 2 men in the inning put down, and now it'll be up to Johnny Sudrick, the second baseman. Swing and a miss right there from Sudrick. Swing and a miss again. So 2 pitches that Sudrick has seen today. Both have fooled him. Swing and miss. Oh-2 from Hazel. Outside for a ball. Good 0-2 pitch right there. Just see if he can make him bite, but good take from Sudrick. Fouled off. So the count will stay at 1-2. Hazel got that big 6'3", 215 frame on the mound. Popped into center field. And that will be an easy play for the Copperhead center fielder in Game 2. That will be Connor Welker. So Hazel sets them down in 1-2-3. We'll be back here for the bottom of the first inning here at Cox Mill High School. Connor Kiefer will start things off here in the bottom of the first inning. As you saw Andrew Hazel put down the Regulators 1-2-3. As that one almost runs in and gets Kiefer. Watch out. One out to Kiefer. Swung on, pop fly, and foul. Strike right there. On the mound tonight for the Regulators will be Handel Gonzalez. In the dirt right there from Gonzalez. We have a 2-2 count. Inside again. And now the count runs full to Kiefer. Gonzalez working out of the windup, shakes off one, likes the second one. Here comes the full count pitch. Did he go? No, he did not. Good take right there from Kiefer. And the first man up to the dish tonight for Lake Norman reaches safely. And now the 5'9", 185 catcher from Campbell University, Andy Schultz, up to the plate for Lake Norman. Schultz coming into today had 16 ABs with a .250 average, 4 hits, 1 RBI, and 5 base on balls, as he was another one of the late additions to this Lake Norman Copperheads ball club, as Gonzalez will try to pick off Kiefer at first, can't get him, and Kiefer will advance safely to second base. Good heads-up base running right there from Kiefer, sees the pickoff move, gets back safely, say, hey, that ball gets past the first baseman of Caleb Freeman, and will scurry over there to second base. So now Andy Schultz has a runner in scoring position to work with. Schultz's second summer with the Copperheads was with the team last year as well. That one will be poked into right field. That ball will get down, and that will be in the right center field gap. As Schultz is turning on the wheels, as we will have a play at second, and we will say Kiefer come in and score, and Andy Schultz will have a stand-up double and an RBI while he's at it. And the Copperheads jump out to a quick 1-0 lead here in the bottom of the first inning. And that will bring up Zadalis to the dish. Zadalis didn't get a hit in the first game of the doubleheader. Trying to get things started right here. Inside for a ball. Let's take you around the Regulators infield. We have Nathan Williams at third, and on the other side of the diamond, we have Caleb Freeman at first. The middle infield will be Jorge Sandana at shortstop and Johnny Sudrick at second base. Eli Duncan holding it down behind the dish for the Regulators. Now let's head to the outfield. Andrew Goodman in left, Eric Sledge in center, who made some great plays in the first game of this doubleheader, and Ryan Porsche back out there in right field. As Sledge made a really good play for the third out of the inning, one of the innings last game, had to track back to his left towards the wall and made a diving play. 2-0 from Gonzalez. In there for a strike. Zadalis leads the SCBL in home runs this year. A man with great power. And great power comes great responsibility heading into the 3 spot for the Copperheads. Slider almost runs in and gets Zadalis on the elbow. And Zadalis, a 3-0 green light. One time he had a green light this year in a 3-0 count. He put one over the left field wall. Let's see if he can do it again. Here comes the 3-0 pitch from Gonzalez. And that will be ball 4. And Tyler Zadalis doesn't have to take the bat off his shoulder in that AB. And will reach safely on a walk. So the first 3 men up in this afternoon for the Copperheads in Game 2 have reached safely. We'll see if Brock Donnelly, the left fielder, can continue that streak. So we have a former Huff guy and Andy Schultz at second base, and a former Huff guy, Brock Donnelly, up to the dish. Outside for a ball. Donnelly top 10 in the SCBL on average this year, batting just below 300. Talking about his time at Huff High School, played both baseball and football for the Huskies. And his dad played in the Houston Astros organization, so that baseball blood runs deep in the Donnelly household. One count, no outs in the inning. 2 men on, Copperheads lead 1-0. Pitch from Gonzalez. Low in the dirt for a ball. Copperheads now only a half game back from the Statesville Owls in first place. So if they were to win this ball game, they would jump in that #1 spot once more, as it's been a fight at the top between them and the Owls all season. Fouled off into the screen by Donnelly. Count evens up at 2-2. Donnelly, a big guy, when he gets a hold of a ball, he can put it deep, put it far, and put it over that right field wall. Gonzalez looks in, gets the sign from his catcher, Duncan. Here comes the 2-2 pitch from Gonzalez. Poked into left center field. Will that ball get down? Yes, it will. No chance from Andy Schultz to advance home, as he had to wait to see if that ball was going to get down. Just cautious base running right there. Holds up at second base, and Brock Donnelly gets the bloop single. Talking about home runs, Landon Reeves, who is now up to the dish for the Copperheads, knows a thing or two about those. He put an absolute moonshot over the right field wall in the first game. A no doubt about it, home run hit. So Reeves will try to use that big 6'5" lefty frame to his advantage right here against Gonzalez. As that's an inside strike right there. Copperheads have won every matchup so far this season against the Regulators, trying to continue that streak right here today. And they're off to a good start. Another strike right there from Gonzalez, and he jumps up in the count 0-2 against Landon Reeves, the man from Davidson College, member of the Wildcats. Davidson had 2 men drafted to the MLB draft this year. A former Mooresville spinner was drafted from Davidson College last year, DeVoe, and he just got promoted to high A ball with the Houston Astros. Working his way up in the Astros organization. Love to see a former SCBL guy up in the big leagues in no time. 1-2 pitch from Gonzalez. Outside for a ball, 2-2 count. We see no shift from the outfielders or infielders, trying to counteract maybe for this big power lefty bat. Here comes the 2-2 pitch. Reeves will swing at that one, pop it up foul, and the count will stay even. Gonzalez needs to get a out right here, because you don't want things to turn from bad to worse and put your team in a big deficit early on, especially with a team like the Regulators, who struggled in the run department so far this year. 2-2 once more. Landon Reeves will pop that one up to Eric Sledge in center. Andy Schultz will be tagging, and no chance for Sludge to get Schultz at home. So Landon Reeves not too happy that he missed that slider right there. Popped it up in the center, but he will get the sacrifice fly and the RBI, as the Copperheads now lead 2-0. So talking about a power lefty bat, Jack Brannell steps up to the plate for the Copperheads. Brannell had a couple singles in the first game of the doubleheader, and some good defense over there at first. First pitch of the day that he will see from Gonzalez will be a ball. Gonzalez gets the sign from his catcher, Duncan. Looks at the runner at second. And just misses on that one on the outside part of the plate. Brannell will be going into a sophomore campaign at Pfeiffer University. A lot of Pfeiffer guys on this Copperheads ball club. And a former Cox Mill guy as well. As Gonzalez will step off the rubber. As you saw over there with Zadal's just kind of toying with him a little bit. Trying to get in the mind of Gonzalez. Good frame right there from Duncan behind the plate for strike one. Brannell coming back and spending the summer in his hometown of Concord and his old high school of Cox Mill. As he will ground that one to the shortstop, trying to turn two. Gets one. Can they get Brannell at first? Yes, they can, as that is a textbook 6-4-3 double play. But the Copperheads do get 2 runs here in the bottom of the first inning. Andrew Hazel will be out for a second inning of work. Let's see if he can set him down 1-2-3 like he did in the top of the first. Andrew Hazel, the man from St. Leo College, out for his second inning of work. He put down the Regulators 1-2-3. Trying to do that once more. Caleb Freeman will be the first man that stands in his way here in the top of the second inning. Freeman will ground that one to Brannell, and that one will get through the gap for a single. So the first man to reach safely tonight for the Regulators. And that will bring up number 22, Andrew Goodman. Let's talk a little bit about Andrew Hazel's season so far for the Lake Norman Copperheads. He'll be going to his senior year at St. Leo College. 12 innings pitched, 6 hits, 4 earned runs, 3 walks allowed, 19 Ks. So that's pretty impressive, 19 Ks through only 12 innings of work, and a 3.00 ERA. And trying to keep that ERA low here again today. Strike right there as his offense gave him some breathing room as they put up 2 runs in the bottom of the first. Andrew Hazel from Paris, Ontario. A little international flair here with the Copperheads from north of the border. Also got a player from the Regulators from Puerto Rico. And 1 count, runner on first. And we'll saw him off. Hazel will go and just tag the bag for out number 1. But the runner will reach second base safely. So we do see Caleb Freeman moving up, but Andrew Goodman will be out right there. That brings up number 10, the shortstop, Jorge Santana. Santana was holding it down at third base in the first game of the doubleheader. And now moving to the other side of the left side of the infield, playing short. Let's take you around the Copperheads infield. Tyler Zadalis at third base and Jack Lopez over there at short. Connor Kiefer at second, and Jack Brannell is going to be the first baseman today for the Copperheads. And Andy Schultz behind the dish for Lake Norman. Landon Reeves out there in right, Connor Welker in center, and Brock Donnelly in left. 0-2 pitch. Strike 3 right there looking. And Andrew Hazel gets his second K of the night. Jorge Santana had no match right there for that off-speed breaking stuff right there. As, man, that was a nice pitch. Did he go? No, he did not. Inside for a ball. Ryan Porsche up to the dish, playing right field for the second time today. 1-0 pitch. Porsche will ground that one. He'll get past the Dallas. And we'll see Freeman have to hold up over there at third base as he had to wait. Just see, hey, is the Dallas going to get this baseball? Do I have to stay at second? Saw that one trickle into the outfield. And we'll advance up a base. So now we have runners on the corners with 2 outs in the inning. So Porsche standing over there at first. And Caleb Freeman at third. Handel Gonzalez, the pitcher, up for the Regulators. Going with the no batting gloves approach. That's a bold take right there. Especially with the wood bats, you never know. As we did see that fake throw from Schultz right there. He did throw out a guy in the last home game against the Spinners over there at first base. So if you're caught napping against Andy Schultz, he's going to make you pay. Runner will be going. Swing and a miss right there. And Andrew Hazel gets his third K of the night through 2 innings. So he puts down Gonzalez on K, second K of the inning. And yet another shutout inning for Hazel. So we're through through the top of the second inning. Copperheads up 2-0. Back here for the bottom of the second. We'll see if the Copperheads can extend their lead or Gonzalez gets back on track. Jack Lopez will start things off here in the bottom of the second inning against Gonzalez. In game one, Gonzalez was behind, or excuse me, in game one, Lopez was behind the dish for the Copperheads, but now back at his more usual position of shortstop. That one gets away from Gonzalez. One-0 pitch. Outside for a ball. Lopez from Barton College in the Conference of Carolinas. 5'9", 160, batting 188 on the season and 32 at-bats. 6 hits, 2 RBIs, and 3 stolen bags. Another one of the former Cox Mill Chargers on this Copperheads team. Gonzalez working out of the windup. In the dirt for a ball, and he falls behind in this count 3-0. Wind starting to pick up here at Cox Mill High School. See if that affects any future fly balls here today. 3-0. As that's strike 3 right there, as must have got the count mixed up on the scoreboard. So we see Jack Lopez get sat down looking right there. That'll be Gonzalez's first K of the night. As normally I'm looking at the scoreboard, but you never know. Sometimes the umpire will be throwing you off. So after Lopez gets caught looking, Quinn Brin, the DH. That one is a broken bat, but will be a single nonetheless. As get some kindling right there for the Copperheads. Have a little bonfire later up with that. And he will reach safely with a single. And that will bring up Connor Welker.
Now batting center fielder number 2, Connor Welker.
Welker holding it down in center field tonight for Lake Norman from Pfeiffer University. Batting 182 coming into today with 33 AB, 6 hits, 3 RBIs, and 9 stolen bags. That's something to look out for. He had 6 stolen bags against the Mooresville Spinners on Thursday night. And it's pretty much he said, you know what, I'm going to steal the base, and you're just not going to stop me. That's pretty much how it went. And I mean, that's easy does it right there. When you got that type of speed, why not? With that, Welker is now tied for 5th in the SCB on stolen bags. It's kind of hard to imagine that he had 3 stolen bags coming up to that game. And all the season, then he had 6 stolen bags in one game, doubled his total in one night. 1-0 pitch from Gonzalez. In the center field, Eric Sledge tracks back a little bit and will camp under that for out number 2. So Welker put down, and that will bring up the Davidson Wildcat, J.D. Woodall. Woodall's last game for the Copperheads, he got 2 RBIs and a big 6-5 win over the Concord A's. Woodall's had a struggling season so far for the Copperheads, but hopefully that game against the A's is going to get things back on track. He's batting only .008 on the season with 3 hits, but 11 walks, 7 runs, and 6 stolen bags. Strike right there from Gonzalez. As J.D. Woodall is a member of the football team and the baseball team at Davidson College. Very impressive what an athlete you got to be to not only be a 1-sport Division I athlete, but a 2-sport Division I athlete as he flies around in that Davidson secondary. Davidson always a great team in the FCS, the Pioneer Conference, as they won the title in 20 and 21, but lost it last year to St. Thomas. Still got that FCS playoff bid due to St. Thomas coming up from D3 all the way making up the jump to D1. So they were ineligible due to the transition period, so Davidson took that spot, but unfortunately lost their first round game. That first round game was to Richmond. We have a 0-1 count, 2 outs in the inning, 1 runner on second base. Strike right there. And Woodall will fall behind in the count 0-2. Gonzalez looks in, gets his sign. And will deliver the pitch. Line from Woodall straight to the shortstop, Jorge Santana, for out number 3. So a better inning right there from Gonzalez after allowing 2 in the first, none in the second. And we'll be back out here for the third inning work for Andrew Hazel, as he's been looking sharp so far.
Number 51, Nathan Williams.
9-1-2 due up for the Regulators here in the top of the third inning. I'm Zane Metz. Thank you for joining us on your Sunday afternoon for some SCBL baseball between the Regulators Baseball Club and the home team, Lake Norman Copperheads. Number 51, Nathan Williams, up for the Regulators, as we see Andrew Hazel out for his third inning of work, as he's been looking sharp so far. No runs allowed and 3 Ks. One 0 pitch. Low in the dirt. Hazel will fall behind the count 2-0. Two 0 pitch. Strike right there, and Hazel gets back on track. So let's look at the updated SCBL standings after Game 1 of the doubleheader. Regulators Baseball Club now stand at a 3-18 record, as that's ball 4 right there. Regulators are 11.5 games back of first place, and they are 2-8 in their last 10. Concord A's 11-14, 5.5 games back, and they are also 2-8 in their last 10. The Queen City Corn Dogs are 11-11, 4 games back, and they stand 5-5 in their last 10. Mooresville Spinners 13-9, 2 games back, as we see that one down the right field line. And Williams will be turning on the afterburners and will be going 3. And will get in there safely, standing up. So a good piece of hitting right there from Eric Sledge after going down on K's his first time up. He reaches safely on a single. And that will bring up Eli Duncan, who grounded out his first time. And a great chance to get something going here. No outs in the inning. Like I was saying, Spinners 13-9, 2 games back, 6-4 in their last 10. Copperheads now stand at 13-7, only 1 game back of the first place spot, and 8-2 in their last 10. Another team that's 8-2 in their last 10 is the first place team, Mooresville Spinners, 16-8 overall, and they lead the SCBL standings. Duncan will try to get things started here for the Regulators, as they've been the worst team hitting-wise when you look at the OBP statistic this year in the SCBL. So Nathan Williams at first base, Eric Sledge at first base, Nathan Williams at third. Swing and a miss right there from Eli Duncan at the dish. Duncan also behind the dish in the first game of the doubleheader. As Regulators like their guy behind there blocking it up. And that'll be strike 3 looking right there. The 4th K of the night for Andrew Hazel, and the 2nd one looking. Good outside fastball right there, just painting the outside part of the plate. And that will bring up number 31, Johnny Sudrick. Sudrick was put out due to a fly out the first time up, and we'll watch that one go by for a strike. That one lined down the third base line and will be fair. So 1 run will score. We see Sledge coming around third and will hold up right there. And the Regulators now have a 2-1 score line here in this ball game, thanks to Johnny Sudrick with a stand-up double. As that one had some great exit velo off the bat. Man, that was hot. Going down that third base line, and Zadalis in that hot corner, they don't call it that for nothing. So that is the first run of the evening that Hazel has allowed. And now Caleb Freeman, who reached on a single. Another great time for a single right here, as that would definitely score 1 and more than likely take the lead for the Regulators. Hazel looks in, gets a sign from his catcher, Andy Schultz. Strike right there. 1-1 count. Hazel looks in, shakes off 1, checks on Sledge at third. Swing and a miss right there. Good pitch from Hazel. Best way to keep up with the SCBL is the SCBL on Instagram. That's the tag, just SCBL Baseball. Keep up with the Copperheads, LKN.Copperheads on baseball. LKN.Copperheads.baseball, excuse me. Keep up with all the final score and mic'd up content that the Copperheads have over there. Freeman came in late in the game for the Regulators' last game as a pinch hitter. Had no luck. Freeman will foul that one off. Now we have a 1-2 count. Hazel strolls around the mound. Digs back into the rubber. Gets a sign from his catcher Schultz and delivers the pitch. That one just misses as he tried to sneak that slider in there. But no luck. 2-2 count. Eric Sledge at third base. Johnny Sudrick at second. Swing and a miss right there, and Andrew Hazel gets yet another K, as that's been his best friend today, putting him down on 3 strikes. Another man that had no luck his first time up to the dish, Andrew Goodman. He grounded out as it was a little just blue pit, stayed in the infield. Easy enough for Hazel, and he just took it to the bag for the out. Top 3, 2 outs. Copperheads lead 2-1. Low and in the dirt. Copperheads have 2 more home games left on the season against the Queen City Corn Dogs and Concord A's. Those bound to be 2 good contests right there. Queen City Corn Dogs, they might not have the best record sitting at 500, but man, they can hit the cover off the baseball. The best hitting team in the SCBL. 2-0 pitch. Strike right there. As Corn Dogs' first season in the SCBL as they took over for the Carolina Vipers. Some new ownership right there. Corn Dogs known for their youth baseball teams and now getting into the SCBL ranks as the Regulators, another team that is known for their youth baseball team. First year that they've had a summer collegiate team. And not the record they wanted, but just some of the growing pains with your first year coming into a new space like this. In the dirt, and Hazel loads the bases. So Goodman reaches safely, and Jorge Santana in a big time situation right here, probably the biggest at bat so far of the day. Because if Santana can get something going that can tie the game or even get the Regulators the lead. Eric Sledge at third, Johnny Sudrick at second, Andrew Goodman at first. High and inside for a ball. Hazel didn't like that baseball. Just in the new one. As that's something you do see with these guys that throw a lot of strikeouts. Also, the control can be an issue sometimes as well. As we've seen a couple walks so far tonight from Hazel. That one right back at Hazel, and be on your toes as he struts over there to first base for out 3 in the inning, and he gets himself out of a jam thanks to his hand-eye coordination right there. Got to be on your toes even if you're on the mound. Comebacker right there, and just takes it himself for out number 3, and he holds the Regulators only to 1 in the inning. So Copperheads still have a 2-1 advantage. We're back here for the bottom of the 3rd inning for some more SCBL baseball. Welcome back. Bottom 3 here at Coxville High School as we see Handel Gonzalez come out for his 3rd inning of work. He allowed 2 in the first, but shut him down in the bottom of the 2nd inning. As the Copperheads are back to the top of the order as the leadoff man, Connor Kiefer, now up to the dish for Lake Norman. He reached on a base on balls, as that's how the 1st and the 3rd men of the afternoon for Lake Norman reached on base. Strike right there on the outside part of the plate from Gonzalez. Gonzalez working out of the windup. As that's a nice slider right there, but Doesn't get the call he wants. Kiefer walked his first time up and came around to score. As he will line that one into center field. Eric Sledge has to reach back, and that will be over his head. Kiefer turning 2. And he will have to hold up at second base. A leadoff double for Connor Kiefer. Good piece of hitting right there, taking that ball straight back from where it came from. Right up the middle, over the head of the center fielder, Eric Sledge. And that's the way to get things started. You're the leadoff man for a reason. All you got to do is get on base. It's even better when you're getting on base and having an extra base hit. Another man that got a double is Andy Schultz. He got that in his first time up to the plate. Trying to have the same luck right here. Outside for a strike. Good fastball from Gonzalez. Oh, 1 count. No outs in the inning. Copperheads lead 2-1. Big loopy slider right there from Gonzalez in for a strike. And that's some good off-speed movement right there. That's one thing that we've seen good from Gonzalez today is he's been having some nice loopy off-speed pitches. In the dirt for a ball. Good job right there from Duncan blocking it up. As Kiefer's known to steal some bags. So you got to be careful if you're a catcher back there and got to keep Kiefer put. Gonzalez shakes off 2 pitches. Likes the third one he sees. Runner will be going. Schultz will ground that to the shortstop. Coming on it is Jorge Santana. Fires over to second base. And they will get Andy Schultz for out number 2 on the tag. So that one took off Caleb Freeman off the bag a little bit, but uses his big frame over there at first to jump up, catch the ball, and just tag Andy Schultz. But it will advance Connor Kiefer on the hit and run. And now Tyler Zadalis, who reached on a walk his first time up, is back up to the dish. There was a 4-pitch walk for Zadalis. We'll see if he takes the bat off his shoulder here this time. And the dirt for a ball. Good block again from Duncan. As that one shook him up. Has to catch his breath there for a moment. And the umpire's going to let him do that. Just return the ball to Gonzalez on the mound and give him the time that he needs. Zadalis takes a big deep breath. 1 practice swing. And we'll dig back into the righty's batter's box. 1-0 pitch from Gonzalez. In the dirt for a ball. So Gonzalez not wanting to come out Zadalis today. 6 pitches to him and 6 balls. Two-oh pitch. That one low and outside. So we have a 3-0 count, 1 out in the inning. And Connor Kiefer standing at third base. 3-0 from Gonzalez. Strike right there. Well, get back pitch right there from Gonzalez. You don't want to walk Zadalis and have runners on the corners. But when you're down in the count to Zadalis, you also don't want to come right at him or he's going to make you pay. Get the sign, and we'll deliver. Strike right there as he's fighting back on the count. As Zadalis hasn't took the bat off his shoulder in this AB or the last AB, and Now he's got 2 strikes on him. So we have a full count, 1 out in the inning. We'll see what Gonzalez goes with off-speed stuff or goes straight back with the fastball. As Dallas will put that one into right field as that ball is deep and that ball is gone. Tyler Dallas already leads the SCBL in home runs, and he'll say, hey, you know what? I'm just going to add to my tally right there. A 2-run shot for Tyler Dallas, and the Copperheads lead in this ball game 4-3. As Dallas, little Oppo Taco right there, putting that one in the right center field gap.
Now batting number 18, Brock Donnelly.
So Brock Donnelly will now step up to the dish. For the second time tonight, he singled his first time. Outside for a strike. Great day for some baseball here in Concord, North Carolina. Nice little breeze. This game is being played on a Sunday due to a rainout we had last night. Unfortunate, it was raining super hard for about 15-20 minutes. I mean, just absolutely flooded the field, and then it got super pretty the rest of the night. But the field was just way too soaked to play any baseball on. Gonzalez now working back out of the windup with no men on. Delivers the 1-1. Up the middle. And it will be a single for Donnelly. So Donnelly back-to-back singles. And now a man that flied out to Eric Sledge last time, that being Landon Reeves, up to the dish. It was a sacrifice fly that scored a run. That was the Copperheads' second run of the afternoon before Jack Branel grounded into a double play. So I have a little mound visit right now. No action in that Regulators bullpen. Just a little chat. And a quick one at that as manager Trent Carr will just go to have a little word with this pitcher, Gonzalez. And now Reeves will dig into the lefty's batter's box. He used that big 6'5" frame in game 1 of the doubleheader and put one over the right field wall, trying to do the same like his Copperheads counterpart Tyler Dallas just did. That one gets past the outstretched glove of Duncan behind the dish. And we will see Donnelly reach second base safely. So 1 out in the inning, 1-0 count. Copperheads lead 4-1. Good backdoor slider right there from Gonzalez, evens it up at 1-1. We've seen Gonzalez go to that pitch against the lefties today, as that backdoor slider's really been working. Got some good movement on it. Freezes the batter most of the time. 1-1 pitch from Gonzalez. Another backdoor slider right there, and it works just as good as it did the first time, as ain't broke, don't fix it, as the runner will be going to third base. Donnelly, can he get in there safely? Yes, he will. As he'll have to go back to second base, though. It looked like the catcher, Eli Duncan, was going to throw that ball back to the pitcher, and it just hit the umpire, and it came out of his hand. So they're going to rule that play a dead ball. Gonzalez looks and gets the sign from Duncan, and will deliver the 1-2 pitch to Reeves. Outside for a ball. Donnelly standing at second. And that's in the dirt. We'll hop over the catcher, Eli Duncan. So Donnelly's going to take that base after all. Wind blowing from left to right. We've seen it pick up and die down many times today. 2-2. And that one is into right field. Camping under it is Ryan Porsche. And the runner will be going home. And no chance to get him as the Copperheads will extend their lead to 5-1. That brings up Jack Brandel, the first baseman.
Now batting the first baseman, number 40, Jack Brandel.
As that is the second sacrifice fly of the day for Landon Reeves. So 2 RBIs already today. Jack Brandel grounded into a double play that stopped the big first inning that the Copperheads had. That's a backhand over there by Williams. And we'll get Brandel at first base thanks to the stretch by Caleb Freeman for out number 3. Copperheads have a big bottom of the third, though, as they put up 3. Big thanks to Tyler Zadalis and his 2-run shot over the right center field wall. We'll be back for the top of the 4th inning in just a moment from Cox Mill High School. Welcome back. Top 4 in this 7-inning contest between the visiting Regulators Baseball Club and the home Lake Norman Copperheads. 7-inning contest due to a doubleheader. Copperheads took game 1 with a 3-2 win. In the dirt for a ball, as Andrew Hazel back out for his 4th inning of work. How did Jorge Santana get out last time, Bubba? That one down the right field line and a foul. Ryan Porsche back up for a second time tonight. He got a single in his first time. It was a ground ball that just slipped under the outstretched glove of Tyler Zadalis at third base. 1-2 from Hazel. As that one is low as Hazel just, when he doesn't throw strikes, it feels like it's a little all over the place. But when he hones it in, he can be pretty nasty. Anybody watching the stream, feel free to drop anything in the comments. Any questions, anything, just checking up on the game. As bring out the sword right there for Andrew Hazel. And Ryan Porsche will be sat down on a K as yet another strikeout for Hazel. Another man that got sat down his first time up was Handel Gonzalez, but we have a pinch hitter for him. And they swing and a miss right there. So it looks like that's going to be the end of Gonzalez's day. Oh, 1. Outside for a ball, 1-1 count. And that will hit him right there. So take your base. And after a leadoff K, we'll see Hazel walk the batter. And that will bring up Nathan Williams. Williams reached on a walk his first time up. And also made a pretty nice play at third base to end the bottom of the third. Little backhand play, fired over to his first baseman and got Jack Brano out. In the dirt, low for a ball. Nice pitch right there from Hazel. Evens it up at 1-1. Copperheads lead this one 5-1. We have 1 out in the inning, 1 runner at first base. The pitch. Swing and a miss right there, and yet another K for Andrew Hazel as he's looking good on the mound for the Copperheads today. As Williams kind of looked like he gave up on that swing halfway, kind of already knew his fate. As that will bring up Eric Sledge for the third time tonight. He is 1 for 2 with a K and a single. Runner on first base. Nice loopy off-speed pitch right there from Hazel. For strike 1. Goes back with the off-speed stuff, but doesn't get the dip on it that he needs. For a strike, misses high. 1-1 count. Popped up. As we'll see Brandel going and looking for that baseball. Now called up by the second baseman, Connor Kiefer. And that will be an out for out number 3. Good play right there from Kiefer as he had to go a long way for that baseball. And his pitcher, Andrew Hazel, will be thanking him for that one. As the Copperheads will still stake claim in their 5-1 lead. We'll be back for the bottom of the 4th in just a moment. Welcome back, and a new pitcher into the game for the Regulators Baseball Club. That's going to be Noah Washburn. As Washburn pitched all 7 innings in the first leg of the doubleheader. Only allowed 3 runs, and he'll go out and try his luck again, as the first pitch of Game 2 for Washburn will be in there for a strike. Up to the dish is Jack Lopez, the shortstop. He got put down on a backwards K his last time up. Inside for a ball. So, with a win today for the Lake Norman Copperheads, they would be joint top spot with the Statesville Owls for first place in the league. 1-1 pitch. Lopez, that will be one hop to the second baseman over there to Sudrick. And that is out number 1. So Lopez grounds out, and that will bring up Quinn Brin, who reached on a broken bat single his first time up. That one was down the left field line. So Brin with a new bat in this plate appearance. Washburn loops that one in there, and that will sneak in between Nathan Williams and Jorge Santana for a single. So Brin reaches safely on a single both times up, and a man that didn't have as good of luck, Connor Welker, now up. Welker popped out. We're trying to get things started with a new pitcher on the mound, as he's allowed a base runner on now. Popped up and foul. A 1 pitch. Outside part of the plate for a strike, and Washburn jumps up in the count 0-2. I've seen Washburn jump from about 40 miles per hour to about 70 miles per hour, but trying to throw off the batters here. 0-2. Goes back to the 40 and doesn't work as well as he misses high. Washburn looks in, gets a sign, and will deliver the 1-2 pitch. Outside once more for a ball. Count evens up at 2-2. Two from Washburn. And he will hammer that ball down left field line. Will that ball stay fair? No, it will not. As looks like the left fielder, Andrew Goodman, may attempt at that one and just couldn't get it. And he's a bit shaken up over there in the corner. As Welker definitely turned on that baseball, but it was just a bit early. So we have a 2-2 count, 1 out in the inning, 1 runner on first base. Two. Fouled off from the screen. Count will stay even. Welker digs back in the righty's batter's box. Bren standing over there at first. And the dirt low, Bren will be running too, and will get in there safely. No throw from Eli Duncan. 1 out, Natalie. So the count runs full with that one. Here comes the payoff pitch. Swing and a miss right there. And Connor Welker gets put down on a K with the slow stuff. And that will bring out J.D. Woodall. Runner in scoring position, but 2 outs in the inning. Woodall lined out to the center fielder, Eric Sledge, in his first time up. Big loopy pitch right there. Upstairs for a ball. 1-0 count. Runs in and almost gets him. And Bren will advance safely to third base. Two-0 count, 2 outs in the inning. Quinn Bren standing at third base. Copperheads lead 5-1. Up for a ball. And we see Washburn in danger of walking him. Down in this count, 3-0. 3-0 Woodall. Swing and a miss right there. As Woodall wanted that one. Woodall having not the greatest year for the Copperheads, batting below 100, but had 2 RBIs in his last appearance against the A's. We'll see if that can get stuff back on track for him. As he was up in the count 3-0, now count runs full with a swing and a miss and that foul ball right there. Three-two pitch from Washburn. Inside for a ball, and Woodall will take his base. And the top of the order back up for Lake Norman as Connor Kiefer, the leadoff man, has reached safely both times tonight. First time on a walk, and last time with a screaming double straight back up the middle and over the head of Eric Sledge. That one will be popped up in the right field. Ryan Porsche tracking back a little bit, and will catch that one for out 3. So Washburn holds the Copperheads to 0 in the inning. They still have a comfortable 5-1 lead. We'll be back here for the top of the 5th inning, as this one getting later in this game as only playing 7. Second game of this doubleheader. Stick with us for some more SCBL baseball. Andrew Hazel back out there again. We're in the top of the 5th inning. Thank you for spending your Sunday evening with us. Copperheads lead this one 5-1. With a win here today, they would be co-top spot, first place in the SCBL standings. Two, 3, 4 due up for the Regulators this inning, as Eli Duncan will try to get things started. He is grounded out and looked at a K his first 2 times up. Swing and a miss right there. 2-1 count. Two one from Hazel. Low and in the dirt for a ball. So Duncan has a favorable 3-1 hitters count. Ground ball foul. Count runs full as that one got Duncan. And have to walk that one off. That one might leave a mark in the morning. So Duncan's still walking that one off. And he'll take a moment, as that one's going to sting. And now he digs back into the box. We have a full count, no outs in the inning. Here comes the full count pitch from Hazel. That one to the shortstop, that being Jack Lopez. Fire over there to Brannell. Brannell takes him off the bag. And he will be in there safely. So the two former Cox Mill guys, and Jack Lopez and Jack Brannell, can't connect right there. So that will allow the runner and Eli Duncan to reach safely on an error. That brings up Johnny Sudrick. Sudrick with a fly out and a double tonight. Oh, 1 count, no outs in the inning. Duncan standing on first. Fouls that one off. Falls behind in the count 0-2. Sudrick digs back in. 0-2 from Hazel. Strike 3 looking right there, and yet another backwards K from Andrew Hazel, as he's been a punch-out machine tonight for the Copperheads. Another man that went down on a K was Caleb Freeman, as he went down swinging his last time up. Low and in the dirt for a ball. Hazel sitting on 8 Ks on the night so far, through 5 1/3 innings of work. Freeman up in this count, 1-0. Make that 1-1 his little chop swing right there. Righty on righty matchup. Low and in the dirt for a ball. Hazel looks in and will fire in the 2-1. Another strike right there. Freeman, another one of those guys that went to the Summer Prospect Showcase up in Lynchburg, Virginia for the Regulators. 2-2. Down the first base line, and a good play right there from Jack Brannell, as he had to be on his toes to get that one. And good reaction time as that one was coming at him quick. So ground out right there from Freeman. And Andrew Goodman, the left fielder, up to the dish. He has walked and grounded out today. Goodman playing in both games of the doubleheader for the Regulators today. Duncan standing on second as Goodman swings through that one. We have an 0-1 count, 2 outs in the inning, runner on second base. Swinging on us right there, and Hazel 1 strike away from getting through his 5th inning of work, only allowing 1 run. That was earlier in this contest. 0-2. Swinging a miss right there, and Andrew Hazel gets his 9th K of the evening as he says thank you very much, and will show off the mound a big high five from his catcher, Andy Schultz. And the Copperheads still stake claim to their 5-1 advantage. We're back here for the bottom of the 5th inning for some more baseball from Cox Mill High School. The meat of this Copperheads order due up in this inning, 2-3-4. And the 2-0 hitter, number 22, Andy Schultz, will start things off for Lake Norman. Schultz, so far today, with a double and a ground out. As when I was mentioning in the first game of this doubleheader with Andy Schultz when he was playing at second base, played a very, very pivotal role in the Campbell Camels' first half of the season. Started a lot of games behind the dish for him. Then got injured as he will pop that one into right field. Coming on it is Porsche, and that ball will drop fair. So Schultz will get a nice little single right there. But Schultz's second half of the season got derailed by injuries. Campbell's went on to have a very, very successful season, being not only one of the best group of 5 teams in the nation, but one of the best teams, period, in the nation. Just absolutely running through the Big South and making the NCAA tournament. Tyler Zadalis is 1 for 0 on the day, as that one has popped up into center field and will be caught by Eric Sledge. Zadalis hit a 2-run home run in his last time up. Doesn't have the same luck right there.
Now batting number 18, Brock Donnelly.
Brock Donnelly to the dish. The man who's in the transfer portal, playing last year with Queens, moving up, making the jump from D1 to D2 from Queens, as he'll pop that one up. That'll be for Nathan Williams, a third baseman, and that's out number 2. So 2 straight pitches, 2 straight outs for the new Regulators pitcher, that being Noah Washburn. Donnelly was 2 for 2 coming up to that point. Landon Reeves is 0 for 0 on the day after 2 sacrifice flies. 2 RBIs, though. Can't complain if you're Landon Reeves. He got 2 RBIs and 1 AB last game. That was a 2-run home run over the right field wall. That was absolutely tanked. That was also against Washburn. Washburn pitched a little bit in that first game of the doubleheader. Nice outside pitch for a strike. 1-1 count to Reeves. These 2 games in the doubleheader are only 2 games going on this Sunday in the SCBL. Normally, SCBL teams have Thursdays and Sundays off. This game was scheduled for a doubleheader last night, but got postponed due to rain, and that's why we're here today. 2-1 to Reeves. Inside, ball. Reeves with that 6'5" frame in the lefty's batter's box kind of expands the zone for him. 3-1. Strike right there as Reeves thought he had ball 4. Umpire says not so fast. So the count runs full. Runner on first base, 3-2 count, 2 outs in the inning. Bottom 5. And Landon Reeves now gets to take his base, so he just had to watch one more go by before he undoubtedly reaches first base safely. And that will bring up Jack Brandel, the first baseman. Brandel is 0 for 2 on the night with a double play and a ground out. That double play halted the rally that the Copperheads had in the the bottom of the first inning. As that one will get past the catcher Duncan and will be a wild pitch. Copperheads did get 2 runs in the first inning, but could have been more if Brandel didn't ground into that double play. And his last time up got robbed by a good play over there by Nathan Williams at third. Backhanded. Threw it over to his first baseman, Caleb Freeman, for out number 3. 1-0. Outside for a ball. Good eye from Brandel. Two runners in scoring position. Brandel down the left field line. Coming on it is Andrew Goodman. And can't get to that one. Doesn't have the wheels to get to that ball that was dipping quickly in foul territory. As we saw, a great effort from Goodman last inning. Trying to get a ball in the corner and couldn't get to it. Got shaken up for a sec. Natalie. Camera. As Brandel hits that one into center field, as that will get over the head of Eric Sledge. 1 run will score. Both runs will score. Brandel heading 2. And he will get in there safely. So a bases clearing double by Jack Brandel. And we'll get 2 RBIs while he's at it. As we're getting that camera switched out. Copperheads now hold a 7-1 advantage. Outside for a ball. 1-0 1-0 from Washburn. Swung on, and that will be to left field. Andrew Goodman tracking to his left, and that will be out number 3. So Copperheads get 2 runs here in the bottom of the 5th inning and extend their lead 7-1. We'll be back in just a moment and get that camera all switched out and ready to go for the final 2 innings of this contest. So that means we got to figure out who's in right. Welcome back. Thank you for joining us. We're in the top of the 6th inning. Lake Norman Copperheads hold a 7-1 advantage over the Regulators Baseball Club and try to take both games of this doubleheader. Andrew Hazel back out there for his 6th inning on the mound, and man, he's been sharp, striking them out left and right. Jorge Santana up to the dish for the Regulators. Bubba, did Goodman go down on K's last time? That one tries to dip into the strike zone, but just can't. Santana is 0 for 2 on the day with a strikeout and a groundout. That one to the shortstop. Coming on is Jack Lopez. He will field it, fire over to first. And the new first baseman to the game, Landon Reeves, will get some action right there. As Jack Brano's out of the game, we have Landon Reeves filling in at first base and still trying to figure out who will be the new right fielder for Lake Norman. Santana grounds out, and that will be the first inning for the first out of the top of the 6th inning. Ryan Porsche, who has singled and struck out today, up for the Regulators. Porsche has been in right field and for both games of this doubleheader. A lot of baseball for these guys who have played both games today. Going to be 14 innings in total when you combine the 2 7-inning games that we are playing today. So that's something to look out for. Maybe the top of the 6th inning, but Regulators down to their final 5 out, so they got to get something going, and they got to get something going quick. Run outside for a ball. As we'll try to see if fatigue is an issue for Hazel in this inning, as he's thrown a lot of pitches. Shakes off one, likes the second that he sees from his catcher, Andy Schultz. Misses high and up for a ball. Hazel working out of the stretch. Will fire in this pitch. And that will be ball 4. So Ryan Porsche will take his base. And no such luck in that AB for Hazel. That will bring up Noah Washburn. Washburn also walked in his last time up. Came in for Handel Gonzalez, who was the pitcher earlier in this contest for the Regulators. Outside for a strike. Good fastball right there from Hazel. Oh, 1 pitch. Runner will be going. Throw from Andy Schultz. And no chance to get Porsche at second base. Good heads up base running right there from Porsche. Hazel shakes off one. Comes the pitch. Fouled off. And man, you got to be looking out if you're in that Copperheads dugout. Keep your head on a swivel as Washburn's keeping them on their toes. Pitch from Port, as that one will be chopped to the shortstop, Jack Lopez. And that's a good jumping play right there from Lopez, as he's gotten both outs here in the top of the 6th inning. So a ground out right there from Washburn, and that will bring up the 9-hole hitter, Nathan Williams. Williams has reached on a base on balls and has struck out so far today. And the last man in this Regulators lineup to bat 3 times. Misses high right there from Hazel. Fouled into the screen. Good hack right there from Williams. Just couldn't put enough barrel to the baseball. We have a 1-1 count, 2 outs in the inning. Ryan Poor standing on third base. Copperheads have a 7-1 lead. Fouled off once more from Williams, just staying alive, waiting to see a pitch that he likes. Let's take you to the SDBL games that we will see tomorrow night. The Regulators will be playing the Mooresville Spinners in a doubleheader at third place at Mountain Island Charter High School. First game scheduled for 5 o'clock, second game scheduled for 7 o'clock. Big game, big 2 games against the Spinners, who sit in third place. Spinners trying to repeat, should not repeat, three-peat this season, but sitting in that 3rd spot. The Statesville Owls will host the Lake Norman Copperheads, and the Queen City Corn Dogs will be hosting the Concord A's down in Charlotte Latin High School. And that's all the games we have on a Monday night. Something to look out for the Copperheads is they will not have a day of rest like the Statesville Owls will have a day of rest going into that game. And one of the most important games of the season, as we see another K right there from Hazel, and he's fired up as he got Williams looking, as he's been absolutely money tonight for the Lake Norman Copperheads. Through 6th inning, a bunch of punch-outs, and only 1 earned run. We're going to the bottom of the 6th inning. Copperhead's going to add some runs on, get some support, as the Regulators are only down to their final 3 outs. Back here, bottom 6, Copperheads lead 7-1. That one poked into right field and will drop down for a single. So Quinn Brin will get his 3rd single of the afternoon, as he's been a base hitting machine today for Lake Norman. Connor Welker now up to the dish for the Copperheads. He has popped out and struck out today. So coming into this AB 0 for 2. Good take right there. Strike right there on the outside part of the plate. Make sure to join us as the Lake Norman Copperheads have 2 more regular season home games left on the season. July 18th, the Copperheads will be hosting the Concord A's, so a fellow Concord foe here at Cox Mill High School. The A's coming down from Concord High School, home of the Spiders. And then on the 21st, the Queen City Corn Dogs will be coming up from the Friar and Charlotte Latin High School for a Friday night bout with the Copperheads. Now we'll finish off regular season play, and we'll be going straight into the SCBO tournament, as the Copperheads are bound to have a very high seed, maybe even the 1 seed, depending on how this final week plays out. That one will be a high infield fly, and the shortstop Jorge Santana will catch that one, and Connor Welker moves to 0-3 on the day. The EH.J.D. Woodall now up to the dish for Lake Norman. He has popped out and reached on a base on balls. Good slider right there, and got Woodall looking. Brent standing on first base. 1-0 pitch. Base is high and outside for a ball. Count runs even at 1-1. Woodall will chop that one foul. Fall down to the count, 1-2. Sun's starting to set somewhat, but still a lot of daylight, and light's not coming on just yet. 1-2, swing and a miss, and the off-speed stuff just got J.D. Woodall, as that's a nice backdoor slider right there. And Woodall disappointed he swung at that one, as soon as he swung the bat, you could tell the disappointment. A man that's been absolutely raking today for the Copperheads, Connor Kiefer, up for the 4th time tonight. 2 doubles and a walk. And try to continue that hot streak right here, as he could be the last batter of the evening for the Copperheads if they close it out in the top of the 7th. Comfortable lead to do so, up 7-1. Got 5 outs to work with. 5 runs to work with. Don't allow that 6th one in. Tie it up. Interesting to see if they go with Hazel to do the complete game shutout. Or not shutout, the complete game. In general, he had allowed that 1 run in earlier in the contest. As Kiefer's been raking today, and he has a favorable 2-0 hitters count. So a good chance to get another extra base hit right here. And he will hang that curveball, backhand from Williams, fired over to first base, and that will be the 3rd out of the inning. So Regulators don't allow anything in the top of the 7th. But man, they got some work to do, as they are down 7-1, only 3 outs to work with. We'll see if they can get anything started. Last call for the Regulators. welcome back here as it is top 7. Regulators down to their final 3 outs. New pitcher to the game for the Lake Norman Copperheads. That's going to be number 6, Connor Kiefer. This is Kiefer's first pitching appearance of the season for Lake Norman. As that one be into right field. And it will be caught for out number 1. As Eric Sledge pops out right there. So Kiefer will have to go through 1, 2, 3 in this inning. And now Eli Duncan, who reached on an error his last time up, now up for the Regulators. So that's the end of Hazel's day, as he only allowed 1 earned run through 6 innings of work and a boatload of Ks. Pitch in the dirt for a ball. Kiefer working out of the windup. And that one gets away from him right there. Maybe need to put some rosin on his hands, as that one just slipped and got away from him. Fouled off right there as game time is approaching 2 hours. As this game kicked off at about 5:20, 5:25. So Duncan digs back in the box. He is 0 for 3 on the day with a ground out backwards K and an reached on error. Outfield shaded just to the left a little bit. Connor Welker just left of that 355 sign in center. Excuse me, 395. We have a 2-1 count. 1 out of the inning. No base runners on. Only playing 7 here today, so Regulators down to their final 2 outs. Popped up in the infield. Tyler Zadalis calling everybody off. And actually, no, it will be Andy Schultz who has the last laugh, and will get that one right there, as those ones can be hard for the catcher sometimes, but no problem for Andy Schultz. Duncan pops out, and Johnny Sudrick will be the last man due up this evening for the Regulators, as he's going to have to get on base and just start stringing some hits together, as it's going to need a miracle for the Regulators to get something started here. Sudrick playing second base. Has a double so far today. He also flew out and had a backwards K in his last time up. As that one is a drive in the left field. That ball is high, and that ball is going to be caught by Brock Donnelly, and that will be the ball game. So the Lake Norman Copperheads take both games of the doubleheader, and they take joint spot of first place in the SCBL standings. Play the Copperhead Road as Copperhead teammates out there congratulating each other. And that's all she wrote this evening. Andrew Hazel will be credited with the win, as he had 6 fantastic innings for the Copperheads. Copperheads win the first game 3-2, win the second game 7-1, as the pitching staff only allowing 3 runs through 14 innings. So we want to thank you for joining us and spending your Sunday evening with us. Hope you enjoyed some great SCBL baseball. Hope you join us on Tuesday night when the Lake Norman Copperheads host their Concord Town foe and the Concord A's. Have a great rest of your Sunday evening, and we hope to see you on Tuesday night.